everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spell Bonding. I'm Jordan Reed.
I'm Lindsay Reed.
And this magical man with us today, sitting outside of an abandoned, haunted building, is our friend Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
How are you?
Oh, we're fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's so good to see you both on this beautiful day.
Oh, it's great to see you. Hey, will you explain to us your beautiful setup that you have going on?
I brought the flowers, and this was here. So I'm not gonna move it. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna seem like a good frame. Rule of thumb. So picnic, if you will.
Okay, good.
Was the glass of water there as well, or did you bring?
I brought that. I mean, I brought that.
Okay. Good.
You know, but everything else, I just kind of was here, and
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we also like it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
So, if you are watching now and you also listen to our podcast, you'll know Brandon because Brandon had the owl, small-winged dark claw, show up at his house and then make a lot of noise and then pass away.
And so this, I hope you can see it, but this bloom right here is from the tree that our young owl was in before he, passed to the next realm. And so I put that there to kind of memorialize that. So that was my intention there.
Now, how loud were the calls that the owl was making? Like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Very quiet.
Very quiet?
Yeah. It was more like he was napping, or she, and shouting for someone in the other room. Didn't care when that person showed up. It was more like not looking, not in distress. More like, I'm going to be making this noise whether you hear me or not. That was the vibe I got. And then small-winged dark claw fell into the grass and expired that night.
Aww.
Well, it's very sad.
Yeah,
but it's
that was
also,
a year ago, I think, or 2 years ago. I can't remember.
I think it was like around this time last year.
Yeah.
It was in June. Or I can't remember.
I
mean, there's the internet, so we could check that.
Yeah, there is the internet. Now, this is a little bit more specific of a question before we get into everything. Have any of your senses, any of the 5 just standard senses improved since small-winged dark claw passed, or no?
Like my sense of time. Like I could, I think, before I would have, like maybe you'd say, oh, I think I'm going to be there in 5 minutes, but really it was more like 6, 7 minutes, or like, oh, I got to take this thing out of the oven in 10 minutes, but you forget, and then it might be 12 minutes,
Yeah.
Now I could get it right there.
That's really good.
Huh.
That's really great.
But my sense of time has improved. I don't know what that is.
So, Brandon, you were telling us that you have something cool to talk to us about today.
Well, I do.
Bring it.
We're ready.
So, I've never, knock on wood, experienced an interaction with a paranormal entity. I've always wanted to. Jordan, when we were young, we had a lot of big books of different creatures from the paranormal that we would read. And I always really wanted to see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or a lake monster or a ghost. But it's never really happened. So I still think fears are very fun and interesting. And I love the water. I just love to be on the water. I like to eat things that come out of the water. Drink it if you can. Ride on it. I love it. I think look at it as a picture. I'm also very afraid of it. And that is, I think it's kind of ironic to be both really enjoying the water and kind of fearful of it and respectful. So there's a name for this fear. It's called Thalassophobia. So I've made a PowerPoint for you. I've sent it to you, both if you want to open and look at it.
I'll open it.
Sure, but there it is. Slide 1, Thalassophobia, from the Greek, thalassa meaning sea, and phobos meaning fear, and intense and persistent fear of the sea. Now, Slide 2. This intense fear or dread of the ocean can also pertain to any large body of water, and particularly what threats may lurk there. It can include fear of sharks, whales, or for me, which is truly like an illogical fear, sea monsters. So it can refer to any body of water that has depth. And this started for me when I was a little kid with just being utterly fascinated and utterly flipped out by the Loch Ness monster. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the whole. Sorry, I was looking for my thing. That's where this started. So like I've been to the ocean a few times, and the idea, I love the movie Jaws. I've never been afraid of Jaws because it's a shark. We know what that is. If a shark were to come out of the ocean and bite me, heaven forbid I were to expire, but if I didn't, either way, you would all know someone who was eaten by a shark. I think that's a bonus. I think that's a check plus in your column. I was eaten.
Yeah, I think
Shark
that we might have like mentioned it before, where like if you're the victim of a non-fatal animal attack,
That you could just tell the world, this is what happens when you don't respect Mother Nature, and I think that's a good lesson.
and I think that also warrants you getting a really cool new nickname.
Yeah,
in a way.
shark bait,
Shark bait,
shark fighter,
shark boy.
wear a shark necklace, and no one will question you.
Do you think like, okay, like growing up in Ohio, a lot of our friends would always vacation to like Florida or Myrtle Beach or something, and a lot of them would come back, like I'm talking like 3rd to 5th grade, with like a shark like a shark tooth bracelet or a shark tooth necklace that they obviously got on vacation because they're like, well, I'm fully immersed in being in like this whole Myrtle Beach sort of mindset.
You're the person of the sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like wearing a shark tooth necklace when you're in 3rd or 5th grade because you went to Myrtle Beach for a few days, it's like, okay, we get it. That's probably going to pass. But I bet you as soon as you had any sort of like a shark encounter, you'd be wearing a necklace, you'd have earrings, you'd have like hats, all this shark stuff.
If any job you have, you show up with a shark necklace, people are going to be like, shark necklace, huh? But what if you could show up to that job and then people were like, don't say anything to him. He fought a shark.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
just
anyway,
their
that's
way
what
of
I'm
seeing
saying.
what
So I've
you
never
are.
seen,
Yeah.
even swimming in the ocean, sharks don't scare me. Jaws, I love Jaws, but that being afraid of sharks can be the thalassophobia. For me, it's just the idea of the unknown. What if I'm swimming in a murky lake and I put my foot down and it hits something that I don't know what it is? To me, that's scarier than if I knew what it was. So that's part of the thing. There's also a variation on this, which I find very interesting in researching it. There's also bathyphobia, which is a fear of depths. So this can include, and I did research on this. This is from the Psych Times, everybody. Someone experiencing this condition may find it extremely difficult to even think about depths, let alone be near them in real life. Their fear of depth may be due to the fear of the unknown. Their fear of depth may include the vastness of the ocean, caves, canyons, or anything else that is somewhat analogous. And you know what I'm just thinking? This is obviously talking about when it becomes very severe and almost sort of crippling. But if I just start thinking about what's at the bottom of giant caves for a long time, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get totally afraid. So it's I included some pictures. I thought maybe if you wanted to look at some of them. The first one, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna get to that. We should get an idea.
Okay, so I clicked on the link that you sent. Oh, that's scary.
What are you seeing? Are you seeing a little kid in a thing and then a creature looking out of the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like, to me, like, ooh, it's a seal. But if I was in the water and that looked up at me, holy moly!
No, thank you.
Well,
Gosh.
I get like thinking about just being like I don't know, shipwrecked, or you're playing, what's the one, shuffleboard on a cruise ship and something crazy happens and you like fall off the thing backwards.
Yeah.
Like just kind of hanging out in the ocean just dangling
Yes.
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Oh my, number 12, there's just something under there. What is that coming to get you? It's making I'm feeling like little pinpricks of scariness.
Number 12. Let
Go
me find
down,
number 12.
Lindsay, look at number 17.
Oh, look at number
Oh
12.
no. See, the funny thing is, I think I actually really have this
Yeah.
problem. I'm very, very afraid of fiddler crabs.
Yes.
Like, insanely scared that we were actually eating crabs in North Carolina, and my brain like glitched, and I freaked out. Like, I dropped the crab and like flipped out because I'm so afraid of them.
Well, the thing is, if you saw that, I'd be done for the whole year. I'd be like, I've seen too much this year. There's too much out there. This is very scary. I got to be done. Because one snake rising out of the depths to get a fish, what else is down?
Oh,
A shark.
Give me a break.
Coming to get you, right? Now, if you see a shark like that, you put that face, if I had a t-shirt with that shark on it, I think I would,
Yeah.
You put that same face under the water, no.
I remember, I think I actually developed this fear for those of you watching, Brandon and I have known each other for a very, very, very long time. Since 4th grade.
I'm going to say 20 years. Since the 90s.
It's more than 20. I mean, how old are you in 4th grade? Like 11?
Maybe 9. I'm going to say 9 since we were 9. 9 something. No,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 8 or 9. I'm going to say that's about right.
And we're both 58 right now.
Both
but
in our 50s and,
But I remember I went with you a few times with your family to Canada for a vacation.
Yeah.
And
be on the lake. Be north.
You would like your family would get a pontoon boat and we go swimming underneath. But for some reason, underneath the pontoon boat, it's like it seems brighter under there. I don't know, like the way the sun's hitting, whatever. And it's like this opaque kind of green. But you could see there were a lot of pike swimming around in that lake, and you could see them.
The shadow.
It's scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
That's not for you.
No.
You can't be there. Get
That's
out.
theirs.
That's what the world's telling you when you see that. Get.
There's a video right now. I just told Jordan about it. It's a lady that got attacked by a shark. And they're like rolling her out on a stretcher, like putting her in the ambulance. And she's like yelling about like, the shark didn't mean it. It didn't know what I was. Like, it was justifying the shark. Like, as if they were going to go murder the shark for attacking her.
People do murder sharks. People hate sharks. People are scared.
They do. It's sad.
I never had that. I liked the shark.
Yeah.
But so this whole, there's a giant squid on there too. That's scary. But anything, just imagine the depths rising out of the depths. I think that's what it is for me. So I wore this shirt today for this. Actually, I didn't. I just picked it out.
What's the shirt? Oh, Lake Erie.
Nice.
What's underneath it?
Like a tentacle.
Here, stand up. Your beautiful flowers are blocking it.
How's that?
Do a little power squat. Oh, there we go.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, there we go.
See? Now, that creature doesn't live in Lake Erie, but holy moly, if I fell in let's say I was on a boat right now, and I fell in, I'd be thinking about this shirt right now and whether or not something like that was going to come up, pull me down.
Well, absolutely.
So, I think about that. I know it's not probably real. There probably isn't a sea monster in Lake Erie or the pool coming to get me. But it's fun to think about.
I get I get a similar feeling body-wise when I'm walking like up the stairs from a basement and it's dark, or because we live. You've been to our place. Yeah. We're in the woods, and like when we take Molly out at night, walking back inside, it's like something coming out of the darkness to where I am.
Right.
I get that exact same, just coming to get you, like something were to see you and go, well, I'm gonna go get him. And it freaks me out.
I think about that sometimes, but for me, it's definitely more water panic.
Yeah.
Water panic, because I think if you're in the water, you can't get out.
You can't.
That's the
There's
point.
really not a lot of places to go.
No.
You're stuck.
Yeah, you are stuck.
Stuck. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the Yukai. Have you know about the Yukai?
No, is this in the PowerPoint as well?
This is in the PowerPoint under. Let me see. Yeah,
Oh,
the
I see it.
Umibuzu. Okay, so the Yukai are the official name for supernatural creatures of Japan, of Japanese mythology. Okay, so from ancient mythology to the present day, these are kind of figures, and they're sort of from Japan's early long history, and now they've been sort of mixed with both Shinto and Buddhist mythologies. And so they're really interesting. This website is so cool. So it's yukai.com. You could just explore it at your leisure and have just a tremendous time. Just, this is what I'm going to do probably all weekend is just learn about yukai.
And it says there's a yokai finder?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the one I wanted to talk about that relates to Thalassophobia is called the Umibozu, or I should say the Umibuzu. That's how you pronounce it. And so it means the sea monk for monks. So the legend is that in ancient coastal Japan, if there were heretic priests that the villagers were upset with, they would take these people and bind their limbs and throw them into the sea. And if they did that as revenge, they would turn into these giant, dark-skinned humanoid figures that would rise out of the depths with white, giant eyes piercing through. They're terrifying. And so nobody sees them because in the legend, if they rise up out of the sea, they will ask you to give them a barrel, and they will continue to fill this barrel and pour it onto you until you sink.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's what the Umibuzu does. The only way to avoid them is to carry in your boat a barrel or a ladle with no bottom.
Oh.
So then the Umibuzu can't fill it up to drown you.
Oh.
Okay. So I guess
So there you go. If you're afraid, if you've got the thalassophobia, if you're afraid of sea spirits, ghosts rising up out of the depths to sink your ship, get a bucket with no bottom.
yeah, I guess that would be like the easiest way to combat an umibuzu.
Umibuzu.
Or I guess just get a slotted spoon, right?
Yeah, slotted spoon. Same idea. That's exactly the same idea. So I guess that's it.
Nice.
Right on.
I feel like that legend would love how people in like the Niagara Falls used to ride the barrels down, because it kind of like did the work for them.
Yeah.
It would. You're
These dum-dums are doing all the work for me.
They're
This is
filling
great.
up the barrel for me.
At the top of the falls, that because it's a water spirit, you're not going to know if it's there. We can't prove it because anyone who's ever seen one has been drowned by one.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be respectful of them here on the deck today. I'm not trying to get near them. I won't go mess with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just trying to educate the public about this very rational fear. And Lindsay, they say that it's one of the fears, like the fear of heights, where it's just like it's very primal, it's primordial. It's like there's sort of a healthy fear of what's in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like a terrifying crustacean. Oh man, have you ever looked at one?
Oh yeah. When we were eating crab recently, and Lindsay was eating a crab, and she threw the crab leg because she was scared of the crab leg.
Did it make your skin creep?
Yeah, like I legitimately, like Jordan's mom thought it was the funniest thing. She's like, the amount of fear on your face that you realized you were eating a crab leg was so funny.
I'm sure it was funny to her.
But then we started looking up.
Like, what if they were crawling to get her? Oh
No.
Well, we started looking up after that the coconut crabs or the robber crabs, and then the what are they? Japanese spider crabs?
Those huge ones at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, they're massive.
Well, those coconut crabs could find a skull like that and use it as their shell,
Mm.
Yeah.
which is freaking. Have you ever seen an isopod?
Yes.
Oh no.
Also
Oh,
also horrifying.
oh.
Imagine like,
That's what's down there in those dark depths.
well, like, okay, so like just being suspended, even though you have, what is it, like 2 miles or something? Probably more. I'm not very smart, but like dangling
Well, no, you can keep the ocean.
directly over the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean-
going to send you something right now
Yeah, no, thank you.
on this thing. You're going to love this.
Oh, you're
Never
sending
mind.
us right now?
I don't know. There's this thing on the internet. Okay. It's like somebody's art, and you can scroll all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, and it'll tell you all the creatures that live at the levels.
Oh, that's sweet.
You're just going to learn about what you need,
She's gonna learn.
the healthy respect that you need to have every day when you wake up and you're like, I'm not in the bottom of the ocean right now. I live down there. I'm here, breathing air. I don't have to use chemicals in my body to make food. There's a crab down at the bottom of the ocean called the Yeti crab. Have you heard about this?
No.
No.
Its arms are covered with lengthy, hairy filaments,
Oh,
Those
yes.
kind of- like the wampa on Hoth, and it catches food particles out of geothermal vents in its arms, which it eats.
Yeah.
Imagine catching your food in your armpit hair
Yeah.
and living in total darkness. And
Not
eating-
only are you living in total darkness, but you're catching your food with the hair on your body.
Yeah, I don't care if you do look like a Yeti. That's twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how the ocean is, I mean, I'm getting freaked out talking about this. I'm glad we
Yeah.
talked
It's
about it out
scary.
in the sun.
Well, Brandon, thank you for taking time out of your day and talking with us. If you find
Thank
that
you.
link you were talking about, send it to us and I'll put
Yeah.
it in the description below.
And you know what? If you're getting scared, you can stay up in about 50 feet of water. It'll tell you what's up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
You know why giant squids, they can turn different colors, but giant squids and many other creatures of the abyss are red. Do you know why?
No.
Mm-mm.
As you descend from the sun, it's the first color that leaves the color spectrum.
Oh, so they're invisible?
Yes.
Ugh.
Isn't that creepy?
I don't like that.
Well, you can use that knowledge. Red is the first thing you can't see when it starts to get dark.
Oh.
Oh, thanks.
No, thank you
Nightmare
at all.
fuel.
Yeah.
It is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Thalassophobia, it's real.
Well, Brandon, thank you very much. High
Thank
five or air five through the thing.
Lindsay, it was wonderful to see you. Jordan,
You too.
goodbye.
Goodbye, Brandon. Kiss. And we'll see you
All
soon.
people of the internet. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Bye, Brandon.
Ciao.